From the economy to First Nations treaty rights, there was a lot to discuss in Ottawa today as MPs returned from a 6-week winter break. Some of the toughest questions were sparked by a Global News interview that aired this weekend. Appearing on the West Block, the Finance Minister, Jim Flaherty, gave his harshest criticism yet of the Parliamentary Budget Officer. Kevin Page was brought in by the Tories as a financial watchdog, but as Jacques Bourbeau reports, the veteran civil servant has ruffled too many feathers.
His 5-year term coming to an end, Kevin Page knows he's not in the Conservatives' good books.
I'm accused of being a pain in the butt.
Page's reports have challenged the government on everything from the cost of F-35 fighter jets to the cost of the Afghan mission. In an interview aired yesterday on Global News' The West Block with Tom Clark, Finance Minister Jim Flaherty is clearly fed up.
This office was created by your government. Has it been a net benefit?
Not yet. The idea was that the Parliamentary Budget Officer would kind of work like the Congressional Budget Officer in the United States to report to the elected people in the House of Commons about how the government was doing in its budgeting, sort of being a sounding board, a testing board. He's kind of gone off that course.
Flaherty went on to say he'd like to change the budget officer's mandate. That suggestion and Flaherty's attacks on Page has the opposition fuming.
The P in Parliamentary Budget Officer stands for Parliamentary Budget Officer. It does not stand for the Prime Minister's Budget Officer.
In question period, the Liberal leader brought his concerns to the Prime Minister. Stephen Harper making it clear what kind of budget office he'd like to see.
Mr. Speaker, we will go forward in a way to ensure that we have an officer and an office that is nonpartisan and credible in its economic analysis.
This business professor says it would be a good idea to change the PBO's mandate, but Ian Lee says it should be made more independent and produce even stronger reports.
The PBO is a very, very important part of the institutional mechanisms to make sure that the executive or the government of the day does not abuse its authority and go overboard.
Kevin Page leaves his job at the end of March, and so far the government hasn't named his successor nor said what kind of new mandate it plans to give the Budget Office. Donna?
Jacques Bourbeau in snowy Ottawa tonight. Thanks, Jacques.